Hi Ivy. How are you? I am doing my happy dance because I am so glad that we finally had some planning time. We have so many meetings to go to that it is nice to have some time to catch up on all of the paperwork. Ivy, are many of your students behind in their work? So many of mine have projects and assignments to complete. I don't know how to help them get it all done.
Yes, Belle. Loftus is allowing the students to come to the computer lab during their lunch to complete all of their assignments.
Wonderful. That is so nice of her to take time out of a busy day. I know that there are so many things that she is expected to do. We are lucky to have her at Flat Rock.
I agree. Loftus worked with Hodges to set up a plan for working lunch. First, the student and teacher complete the working lunch form. Next, the student comes to the computer lab during the lunchtime bringing along the completed form, the project materials and some lunch to eat. If Loftus is in the computer lab, then the student gives Loftus the completed form and works on the unfinished assignment while eating lunch. At the end of the student's regular lunchtime, Loftus will sign the form and give the student the pink copy to return to the teacher. The student will then go to the cafeteria to meet the class and give the pink copy of the form to the teacher. A student may come to working lunch as often as needed but will need to fill out a new form each time and have the teacher sign it.
Wow! Working lunch is a wonderful solution for getting my students to finish their projects and assignments. Where do I get the working lunch forms?
Loftus has some in the computer lab and there are also some in the teacher workroom.
Great! I am going to get a couple of working lunch forms right now and talk about this fantastic opportunity with each one of my classes. Sounds great to me. See you later, Ivy.
Back at you, Belle.
Teachers, are your students getting their work done? Do your students blame someone else for their incomplete assignments or bad grades? If so, this video is for you. Loftus Productions presents the unfinished project dilemma. What happens when two students need to get their project completed? Starring Julie, Kimberly, Principal Smith and the school resource officer.
You were supposed to help me finish that project. You said you were going to come to my house last week so we could get it done. I did my part of the project. It was you who did not do your part. Because of you, the teacher gave me a bad grade.
I did not. Do not blame the unfinished project on me. I did my part. It was you who did not do your part. Now we both have a bad grade because you did not do your part. I am going to get grounded because of the bad grade that the teacher gave me on the project and it is all your fault.
Ladies, please stop fighting. If you do not stop, I am going to have to suspend both of you.
Yes, ladies, please stop fighting. I agree with Principal Smith. If you do not stop fighting, you will have to be suspended and that means no prom for either of you.
You are going to suspend me? Who do you think you are? I am entitled to get mad at her if I want to. She caused the teacher to give me a bad grade on the project.
No. She caused the teacher to give me a bad grade on the project. I am entitled to my opinion and right now I am expressing it. It is a free country, you know.
Ladies, stop. We are going to go to my office to try and resolve this problem. If we do not get it resolved, then you will both be suspended and you will not go to the prom.
Office.
Ladies, now we must work to resolve this issue about your project. You are both accountable for getting your work done and your bad grades are a direct result of incomplete work.
It is all Julie's fault. She did not do her part and that is why I had to turn in an incomplete project today.
No, it is all Kimberly's fault. She did not call me this weekend so we could finish our project over the phone and I had to turn in an incomplete project today.
You turned in our project without talking to me first.
Yes. I turned in our project without talking to you first because it was due today and you didn't help me get it finished. But you turned in one too.
Yes. I turned in 1-2 because I thought the project wasn't going to get finished and I wanted to turn in something. I should have talked to you first. I am sorry.
I am sorry too. I want us to work together to get our project finished, but what can we do since it was due today?
Ladies, I am glad that you are realizing that you have both made a mistake and that you both want to finish your project. You are being very mature. You may finish your project in the computer lab during working lunch. Please fill out the working lunch form for each day that you need to work on your project during lunch. You and your teacher need to sign the form and then you need to take the form with you when you go to working lunch. You will need to go to working lunch during your regular lunch time and will need to take some lunch and all project materials with you. You'll work on your project during your regular lunch time. When your lunchtime is over, Mrs. Loftus will sign the form and give you the pink copy to give to your teacher. Mrs. Loftus will tell you when it is time to leave the computer lab and you will then go to the cafeteria to meet your class. You may go to working lunch as often as you need to, but you will need to have a new form for each time you go. You may only go to working lunch if you have a teacher's signed form.
Oh, thank you, Principal Smith. Julie and I will finish our project during working lunch. We will fill out the form and have our teacher sign it. Then we will go to the cafeteria and get our lunch before we go to the computer lab for working lunch. We will also make sure that we have all of our project materials ready. When we go in the computer lab, we will begin working immediately and will also eat our lunch while we work. We will not talk to anyone else so we can get our work done.
Thank you so much. Kimberly and I will get started on our project during working lunch today. We will make sure that Mrs. Loftus is in the lab before we sit down and begin our work. May we go back to class now? We will not argue anymore and we apologize for any disrespect that we may have shown.
Yes. You may go back to class and I will be glad to write you a pass. Thank you also for your apologies. I wish more students would turn bad situations into good ones like you two.
And finished project dilemma. Solved. Working lunch procedure. 1. Fill out a working lunch form, sign it and have your teacher sign it. 2. Take your lunch, signed working lunch form and project materials, and go to the computer lab during your lunch time. 3. Give the signed form to Mrs. Loftus and begin working on your project. Eat your lunch while you are working. 4. Mrs. Loftus will let you know when it is time for you to stop working and return to the cafeteria to meet your class. 5. Mrs. Loftus will need to sign your working lunch form before you leave the computer lab. 6. Return to the cafeteria to meet your class and give the pink copy of your working lunch form to your teacher. 7. If you need to come to working lunch again, then all you need to do is fill out another working lunch form and repeat these steps.
No more excuses for incomplete work.
See you at working lunch.